Part 30. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 295. Xuelang couldn't hold on anymore and had no way to leave. In the end, he blew himself up. Yunchen quickly left the formation with his quick eyes and quick hands, taking the second child of the Yun family. The blood wolf's self-destruction destroyed the formation, and he himself dissipated with the formation. Although Yunchen and the second son of the Yun family retreated quickly, they were still affected and suffered minor injuries. However, the overall record is still good. The Blood Wolf pirate group has been completely wiped out, and the entire Gilded Island is now in the hands of the Yun family. At this time, Sulinger took Yunwan back to the inn. After checking Yunwan's condition, she found that she had been knocked unconscious and there was nothing else going on. She injected her spiritual power into Yunwan, and after running it around for a while, she found that there was indeed no other problem, so she woke Yunwan up. Yunwan opened her eyes and looked at Sulinger in front of her, a little confused as to why she was here. Was she hallucinating? Don't look, this is an inn on Gilded Island, where we are temporarily staying. You were kidnapped today, didn't you know? Ah, I've been kidnapped. It's impossible. I'm staying at home well. No one's coming to kidnap me. There must be, think about it carefully, did you see anyone before you fainted? Well, let me think about it. After I saw my father, I returned to my room. Daisy and I were the only ones in the room. There were a few guards outside, but there was no one else inside. If this is the case, then Daisy's suspicion will be very high. Come on, take me to your house. Ah, this senior, are you going to my house? Oh, what are you talking about? Just leave when I tell you. Sulinger pulled her out. Suchanga on the side looked at Sulinger's behavior and found that Sulinger was becoming more and more mature now and was already a little adult. Matching her cultivation level, she is really a senior. Sulinger herself didn't notice that when Yunwan called her senior, she didn't seem to refute. Suchanga recorded the scene just now and went back to tease Sulinger later, hee. Sulinger took Yunwan back to the Yun family and came to her room. Yunshan and the others haven't come back yet. They are obviously still cleaning the battlefield there. Yunwan's room has not been touched at all. Obviously, the second child of the Yun family. When I came back that time, I used the spiritual power of the Great Sage Realm to set up a shield here in order to come back later to investigate. Sulinger pulled Yunwan in and found that Tao Zi was still in a coma. Sulinger stepped forward to check and found that Daisy had fallen into a deep coma. Hey, something is wrong with Daisy. If she was knocked unconscious with you, she would not enter a deep sleep. This is obviously drugged, so that's it? Senior, do you know? Yunwan stared at Sulinger with big eyes. If my guess is correct, someone should have drugged Daisy yesterday, and then pretended to be Daisy, lurking next to you. And if my guess is correct, the Blood Wolf should know that the One-Eyed Wolf and the others are dead. Ah, so our plan is completely useless. Senior, can you go and save my father and the others? Don't worry, they are not in danger and will be back soon. Sulinger now knows why Xuelang gave in at the beginning. He knew that he couldn't fight anymore, so his biggest trump card was Yunwan. If Sulinger hadn't come, he would have won the bet. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 296. It's a pity that he met Sulinger and his plan completely failed. After Sulinger woke up Daisy, she asked Daisy carefully who she met yesterday. Daisy said that she met many people yesterday, but the last one she met was the young lady's guard, Li Chao. Yunwan called someone to immediately search for the guard named Li Chao and find him. If you have a portrait of him, give me one. Yes, senior, please wait a moment. Daisy immediately found the portrait from the room and handed it to Sulinger. Sulinger remembered this person's appearance and used her spiritual consciousness to find this person. In the Sulinger Great Saint realm, under the scanning of his spiritual consciousness, Sulinger found a corpse in a dark place. Found it, Sulinger immediately disappeared and reappeared next to the corpse. Sulinger raised her hand to pick up the corpse. Yunwan and Tao Zi ran to this place panting and saw what was in front of them. Corpse. Senior, was he the one who did it? This man has been dead for several days. It shouldn't be him who did it. In other words, this is the real Li Chao. He is already dead. Let's go to your meeting hall and let your father come back to handle it. When she released her consciousness just now, she had already detected that Yunchen and the others were back. Sulinger took the body and put it in the meeting hall, waiting for Yunchen and the others to come back. After a while, Yunchen and the others came back, and they, hearing that Yunwan was back, he flew directly towards the meeting hall. As soon as he opened the door, Yunshan saw Yunwan and immediately shouted excitedly, "Waner, is it really you? Dad got it right. Dad, you read that right, I am Waner." Yunwan ran into Yunshan's arms. Yunshan touched Yunwan's head with a kind face. "Waner girl, come here and let your second uncle see how you are doing." The second child of the Yun family pulled Yunwan out of Yunshan's arms and looked left and then. "Oh, uncle, what are you doing? Don't be so rude. Why are you always like this?" The second child of the Yun family touched his head and said, "You little girl, you are still talking about me. Do you know how uncomfortable the second uncle felt at that time?" Okay. Second child, it's all over. Waner can come back thanks to the senior. Senior, please accept my respect. Hey, don't be like this, old man, I'm only 9 years old, who is your senior? Yunchen was a little embarrassed. Then what should I call you? Well, call me Linger Fairy, I think this name is good. Okay, no problem. Then I will call you Linger Fairy. Yunchen smiled. He was indeed a 9-year-old child with a child's temperament, exactly the same as Waner when he was a child. This must be a child trained by some big force. Waner is now 14 years old and has only reached the age of 14. She has reached the Saint realm, and the person in front of her is only 9 years old and has already reached the Great Saint realm. She is also able to leapfrog challenges. Yunchen can feel that she can directly kill the blood wolf, but she did not do so, obviously give them this opportunity. By the way, little fairy Linger, why did you put this man's body here? Yunwan, please explain this matter to your father and the others. After that, Yunchen understood what happened under Yunwan's explanation. So the clue is on this person, let me check it out. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 297. Yunshan stepped forward to check Li Chao's body. There was only one stab wound on his body. It was on the neck. It was obvious that he had been killed by a single blow. Second brother, come and see, does this stab wound look familiar? The second oldest member of the Yun family stepped forward and observed it carefully. Brother, you guessed it right. This attack looks like that left by the wise fox. It's unmistakable, brother. Yunchen nodded, it seems to be the same as what I thought. Who is this Duo's Hiu? Sulinger asked Yunchen. Little fairy Linger, this person is a legend on our gilded island. He is an expert in the art of disguise. No one has ever seen his true face. Oh, there is such a magical person? I would like to meet this person. But we can't find him at all. If he hides, no one can find him. I don't know how much the blood wolf paid to invite him. In this way, everyone will know the reason for the matter. Swilang has no spy in the Yun family at all. The reason why he was able to kidnap Yunwan was because of this guy Duo's Hiu. Dad, do you think Duo's Hiu is a member of their Blood Wolf pirate group? Yunwan blinked her big eyes. If you put it that way, it's possible, but this guy is also a trouble. Our Yun family must be careful in the future. Yunchen shook his head. I don't think it's necessary anymore. This guy is very bold, and he's right among you. Sulinger's words left everyone confused. Did she mean that Duo's Hiu was among them? Little Fairy Linger, it's a bit bad to say this. Don't we, the Yun family, even have this ability to recognize people? There are worshippers below saying. Hey, we'll find out later if I lied. Head of the Yun family, first surround the meeting hall with a trapping formation, and let's catch a turtle in an urn. Yunchen still believed Sulinger's words and immediately surrounded the meeting hall with a trap formation. Hey, that guy named Duo's Hiu, don't you stand up for yourself. Sulinger scanned the people in the hall, but no one paid her any attention. She smiled and said nothing. Among the various magical skills given by Suchanga, there was a martial art that could identify people's disguise. Suchanga collected all kinds of skills and martial arts for Sulinger. Sulinger couldn't escape from these small tricks. If Yunchen hadn't mentioned it, she would have forgotten that she still had such a skill. She didn't usually use this technique. She just tested it and found that there was actually a person in the hall who used the disguise technique. I have to say that this guy is really brave, but the most dangerous and safest place, if it weren't for Sulinger, the Yun family will never know that the real Duo's Hiu is hanging around among them. Since you don't come out, then I'm going to drag you out, hee hee. At this time, Duo's Hiu didn't believe that anyone could see through his disguise technique, so he was very calm. No one could find him for so many years, and it's impossible now. Unfortunately, he still underestimated Sulinger, and Sulinger directly shot the sword intent hit him in front of him, forcing him to stand up. Hee hee, it's you hit it so seriously and you're still so calm now, do you really think I can't see you coming? Yunchen looked at the person who stood up and was a little surprised. This person turned out to be the one they trusted most. He couldn't believe it. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 298. Hey, why are you so slanderous? Who is such a wise fox? You, what, you don't want to admit it? Master, she is talking nonsense. How can you listen to her nonsense? I am a person who has made great contributions to the family. Little Fairy Linger, is he really a wise fox? You have to see it clearly, otherwise I won't be able to explain it to others, Yunchen whispered to Sulinger. Don't worry, I promise to help you solve this matter. Sulinger watched Duo's Hiu quibbling below, and stood up without saying anything. Since you don't believe it, then I will let everyone see the true face of Duo's Hiu. Sulinger asked everyone to get out of the way, and stood in front of this man in person. She used the martial arts to rub his face, and his face immediately changed. The person everyone was familiar with just now is no longer at all. Duo's Hiu was already shocked. His disguise technique was actually broken. Oh my god, this is really a god. How about it? Even though your disguise skills are great, there are still some flaws. Duo's Hiu smiled bitterly, I have nothing to say if I fall into your hands. I admit that I am a member of the Blood Wolf pirate group. Old man Yunchen, have you seen it? Do you have anything to ask? If not, I will send him down to meet the Blood Wolf. No, little Fairy Linger, it's up to me to do this. Let's keep him first. I also want to dig out some other news from him. Well, I'll leave it to you. You can handle it yourself. Things here are over, so I'll leave first. Yunwan, see you later. After that, Sulinger disappeared into the Yun family's meeting hall, leaving everyone with shocked faces. The meeting hall is still within the confines of the trap formation. Of course Sulinger is not afraid of any formation. The special clothes her father gave her allowed her to ignore the existence of all formations. This is the benefit of having a good father. The Yun family admired Sulinger even more. Sulinger saved Yunwan twice, and this time, the Yun family was able to win against the Blood Wolf's plan. This simply gave them a new lease of life. Second child, are the people led by little fairy Linger experiencing life and death in the arena. Yes, brother, they are always there. You go and tell them, Linger fairies people are all free of charge, and you must do your best to arrange combatants for them to ensure the quality of their battles. I understand, brother, I will arrange it. Don't worry, the little fairy Linger has helped us so much. It's time for us to repay her. Otherwise, our Yun family will be ungrateful. Well, then you should pay more attention, I am here in the family. The second oldest child in the Yun family nodded and left the Yun family to go to the arena of life and death. Sulinger also came to the arena of life and death at this time. She wanted to see if the disciples of the Star Hall had any effect here. If they didn't have any actual effect, it's better to leave Gilded Island and go elsewhere. Sulinger sat on the stage and looked at the Xing Chen Palace disciples fighting below. Xinger sat with her. Sister Xinger, how are you? Does it work? If it doesn't work, let's leave Gilded Island. There is nothing to stay here. Sister Linger, have you finished handling the matter there? Everything has been taken care of, why don't you worry about me doing the work? No, I just want to ask, Yunwan is a good girl, it's a good thing to do since we met. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 299. He, don't worry, Sister Linger, I've already done everything well. Let's just look at the training results of our sisters now. By the way, does this work for you? Although there are strong men in the Saint King realm here, they are generally weak and have no interest in challenging. It would be great if there could be more than 12. This is easy to handle. Can I just ask them to change the rules? Wait a minute, our housekeeper will be here soon. Oh, Sister Linger, it seems you have already made arrangements. It's a trivial matter, the Yun family will definitely arrange it for us. After a while, the second child of the Yun family came to Sulinger. Sulinger said something to him. The second child of the Yun family looked at Xinger in surprise. Little fairy Linger, do you really want to do this? You won't be in any danger. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, let's do it like this, arrange 5 opponents for Sister Xinger, let them attack with all their strength, and tell them they won't risk their lives if they lose. Well, I'll arrange it for you. The second eldest son of the Yun family did not try to persuade Sulinger. He knew that although Sulinger was young, he always spoke seriously. After arranging an opponent for Linger, the second eldest son of the Yun family sat up with Sulinger and watched after. Xinger achieved half-step fighting spirit, she really became a lot stronger. She was able to maintain her own rhythm among the 5 people without any panic. If it's not enough, I'll add 5 more opponents, Sulinger said to the second child of the Yun family. The second child of the Yun family waved over there, and 5 more opponents immediately appeared on the stage. Under the siege of 10 people, Xinger finally felt a little stressed. Sulinger looking at Xinger's current situation and knowing that Xinger can now benefit from the battle, he did not add another opponent and watched Xinger's battle quietly. The second son of the Yun family on the side looked at Xinger fighting on the stage with eyes. With Nong Nong's shock, it turns out that the people who can stay with Sulinger are all very powerful people. That girl is about the same age as Wan'er. She is already in the Saint King realm, and can be ranked among the 10th. Under the suppression of a strong person in the same realm, she can still counterattack, and her fighting power is really amazing. Xinger fought extremely comfortably. She did not use the Bawang fist because it was not necessary. One punch would definitely send someone flying out of the fighting stage. She needed it now. The purpose is to train oneself, not to use ultimate skills to solve them. Singer slowly began to enter the state. Solinger watched Singer gradually enter a good state and nodded. Singer's understanding is indeed good. She turned around to looking at the other disciples. They also fought hard with their opponents. Although they were not as strong as Singer. But after half a day of fighting, they were able to fight to a tie with two strong men of the same realm. Solinger was satisfied. Watching them fight, it seems that this life and death arena is still very effective for them. The second child of the Yun family is no longer shocked. The person Solinger brought is really too strong. He is in the life and death arena. Zhone has watched battles for so many years, but he has never seen such a battle. They are all one against two or more than 12, and they are not at a disadvantage at all. Moreover, these girls are working very hard. He can tell that these girls, they have a lot of combat experience. They just have a little bit of understanding of life and death, but now there are basically no problems. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 300. After a day of fighting, everyone no longer has any weaknesses, so now they are squeezing their own potential to see how their combat effectiveness can be improved. The people in the Star Palace were all crazy when it came to fighting. They fought here forcefully for 3 days and 3 nights, and defeated everyone here before finally stopping. Now they are all sitting cross-legged on the stage digesting the battles of the past few days. They have gained a lot from the 3 days and 3 nights of battles. An hour later, everyone opened their eyes, and there was no trace of fatigue on their bodies. It was obvious that they had become lively in just 1 hour. After a while, Solinger and others left the life and death arena. Everyone had broken through a small realm in the battle, and the experience here had come to an end. After bidding farewell to the second child of the Yun family, Solinger and others came to the Wanbao Chamber of Commerce. They were about to leave here by boat. There was no need to stay on Gilded Island anymore. It was time to go to the next location. They have already chosen the next place to go, to Monster Island. According to the map, most of that island is the territory of monsters, and many people go there to experience. There are good elixirs there. As long as you can defeat the monsters, the elixirs are yours. Therefore, many people in the chaotic sea often go there to explore. When the people from the Wanbao Chamber of Commerce saw that Solinger was coming, they immediately and respectfully invited Solinger into the Chamber of Commerce and asked Solinger to wait for a while. Their ship would arrive soon. A quarter of an hour later, the boat arrived. Coincidentally, this time it was still Luge's boat. Haha, senior, we meet again. I really thanked you last time. Luge, will drive you for free this time without charging you any money. Come on, we're not short of money. Here, let's keep covering the top. Solinger threw the spirit stone to Luge and led everyone on the boat. Luge smiled helplessly. Rich people are different. He was already prepared for a heavy hemorrhage. After all, the cost of the first floor was covered. It needs to be deducted from his salary, which is equivalent to 2 months of his salary. Solinger obviously knew what Luge was thinking, so she gave the money to him directly. She, Solinger, was not short of money. This guy Luge, although he is careless, he is still a good husband and has a family to support. Hey, Luge, the ship has been dispatched. Stop Inc., we are in a hurry. Okay, let's go right away. Luge was awakened from his distraction, and immediately ran onto the boat and started sailing towards Monster Island. Gilding Island is still a certain distance from Monster Island, and Solinger and the others need to make a 5-day trip. Only in this way can we reach our destination. We did not encounter any pirate ships this time. Some pirate ships saw the Wanbao Chamber of Commerce ships from a distance and avoided them. No one dared to rob the Wanbao Chamber of Commerce ships. The last Blood Wolf pirate group was an accident. Star Palace. After this battle, the disciples are all very clear about their own strength, and this battle has given them a deeper understanding of their own martial arts. The martial arts Sulinger gave everyone are all good martial arts, and as everyone practices, as time went by, they discovered that this martial art was really amazing. Singer realized half of the fighting spirit from the Bawang fist. The other disciples could also feel the artistic conception contained in the martial arts, and they were all working hard. After such a long period of understanding, Singer has pushed half a step of fighting spirit to its peak. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 301. She was only one step away from fully comprehending the fighting intention, so Sulinger asked Singer to stay in her sword intention space to continue comprehending. She was looking forward to how strong Singer would become after comprehending the fighting intention. Singer sat cross-legged in the space of Sulinger's sword intention, using her own fighting intention to communicate with the sword intention. She could feel something similar between the two. As long as she understands this thing, her fighting spirit will immediately break through to the next level. The ship was sailing slowly on the sea, and the moist sea breeze blew onto the observation deck. Sulinger sat on the chair and looked at the stars in the distance. Singer has been in her sword space for 2 days, and she doesn't know what's going on. Suddenly, Sulinger felt a kind of fluctuation coming from her sword intention space, and she immediately withdrew her sword intention space. Singer was surrounded by fighting spirit. As Singer sat there, the space seemed to be integrated into the fighting spirit with her. This was a sign of the first level of fighting spirit. Singer succeeded. After a while, Singer withdrew his fighting spirit and felt the constant fighting spirit in his body. Singer felt that his whole body was full of strength. Sister Singer, congratulations on fully understanding the will of war. Sister Linger, I would like to thank you for your sword intention support. Without your sword intention space, I would not be able to fully comprehend the fighting intention so quickly. Sulinger smiled and said, it doesn't matter, just make a breakthrough. We have been here for 10 days, and our harvest in these 10 days is pretty good. At this rate, we are close to our goal. Sister Linger, don't worry, we will definitely achieve our goal. In a year, we will go to the Starry Sky Ancient Road to experience it together. Haha, okay, Sister Singer, you have to work hard. This trip to Monster Island will have to find some elixirs for you and everyone to break through the realm. Otherwise, it will be a bit slow to advance just by fighting alone. Stopping 10 miles away from Monster Island, Lu Jie came up and told Sulinger and others that Monster Island had arrived. Lu Jie, won't the ship dock? Senior, you don't know that the Monster Island in front of you cannot be docked. There are many monsters ambushing you on the shore. It's nothing to humans, but these guys only destroyed the ship and ran away after destroying the ship. After hearing Lu Jie's explanation, Sulinger understood the reason and became interested in the monsters here. These guys really know how to play. They knew they couldn't beat them, so they could just destroy the ship. Sulinger said goodbye to Lu Jie and others, and flew towards the Monster Island with everyone in the Star Palace. A quarter of an hour later, everyone landed on the island, and no monsters came out to challenge them, because Sulinger's aura destroyed the monsters here. They were all suppressed. The monsters felt Sulinger's aura and were so frightened that they didn't dare to show up. The strong men in the Great Sage realm should let the strong men on the island fight, and they, the little minions, would not join in the fun. It's better to stay alive. If you shoot the arrogant bird, it's better for them not to be the arrogant person. Sister Singer, can you feel that there is someone nearby? Singer felt it for a while. I haven't found anyone else here yet, Maybe I can meet them if I go inside. Fantasy, the empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, daughter wrong. Chapter 302. Salinger nodded, without saying much, and rushed inside with everyone. They had already made a plan before coming here, and they were looking for treasures of heaven and earth while fighting. Monster Island is full of all kinds of natural and earthly treasures. Everyone knows this, so there are also many adventurers here. Salinger and others not only need to guard against attacks by monsters here, but also against adventurers here. Many adventurers here specialize in making money by robbing others, so the people here are more terrifying than monsters. Because people's hearts are the most unpredictable. Your most trusted teammate may stab your heart with a knife in the next moment. Salinger and other Star Hall disciples are different from the people here. They have absolute trust in each other, and they are not stupid enough to trust the people here. Since Salinger's team is relatively large, generally no one dares to target them. However, there are still people who are desperate for their lives. A team of 30 people focused on them. Because their team was all women, and they all had one-of-a-kind looks, they were treated as soft persimmons. Little sisters, I advise you to surrender obediently. My brothers promise not to hurt a hair on your head. Salinger didn't pay attention to them at all. He released his consciousness and was looking for the treasure. The people in front of him packed up easily, so no one did anything. Waiting for the results of Salinger's investigation, the people over there saw the Star Palace. The disciples completely ignored their existence and were very angry. Hey, I advise you to leave as soon as possible, otherwise your lives will be in danger soon. A Star Hall disciple kindly reminded them, but they didn't have any scruples and rushed directly towards Salinger and others. Little sisters, I think you are learning from your shortcomings. Let your brothers help you know what it means to respect others. There was an explosion in their team, and many people immediately turned into flying ashes. Sword intent filled the air around them, and surrounded them all after the explosion. Now, since you don't listen, then go to hell and start your new life. The two heavens of ice and fire suppress and kill. After a moment, all the people on the opposite side were turned into ashes. The disciples of the Star Hall shook their heads. They had already told them not to mess with them casually. Now they have a better memory. But this is only a matter of the next life. I hope they will do it in the next life. Can cast a good tire. Many people nearby are paying attention to the situation here. After all, it is rare for two teams of this size to collide here. However, after they saw Salinger take action, they left decisively here. It's so powerful that it can kill 30 people with one move, and the other people in the team haven't taken action yet. It's better to stay away from such people. If you encounter them, you won't be able to run away. Salinger specially released her strongest power in order to scare some people. Otherwise, it would be really annoying if several people came to harass them all at once. I have to say that this trick did a good job of killing chickens and warning monkeys. After that, she didn't come in front of them, and her deeds were also circulated on Monster Island. There was a team of women, and their leader, the great Saint Realm expert, was terrifyingly strong. It was best not to mess with them, otherwise they would die without a burial. Land. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, daughter wrong. Chapter 303. After Salinger was frightened this time, no one dared to block their path, and they successfully found many natural and earthly treasures in Monster Island. The environment in the chaotic sea area means that many natural resources and treasures here are not available on land, so Salinger and others have gained quite a lot these days. They found many elixirs to improve their cultivation and some elixirs to break mirrors. These are what they need most now. A monster beast fell in a pool of blood. Sulinger looked on and nodded. This was a Lion King beast at the peak of the Holy King realm. It was killed by a high-level disciple of the Holy King realm in the Star Hall. Well, that's right, your fighting skills have been honed well, and we have dinner tonight. Sulinger wrapped the Lion King beast with sword intent. The Lion King beast was immediately cut into pieces. Singer and others in the distance brought branches. Sulinger skewered the meat and lit the fire. It is used for barbecue. It has been a long time since Sulinger left Suchanga. She has not eaten barbecue for a long time. Last time she tried the monster meat here. Although the energy is not much, the meat quality is still good. Of course, this is for Sulinger, Singer and other Star Palace disciples. The energy in these barbecues is still very rich. They fight during the day and barbecue with monster meat at night. Everyone's cultivation is still slow. It is growing slowly. Although this growth rate is a bit slow, they can feel that when they were in the Star Palace before, they would not have such a deep feeling at all. It is still very good to come out to experience. Although they are comfortable in the Star Palace, they have not come out. This feeling is a feeling of pain and joy. After a while, the barbecue will be cooked. Suchanga prepared a set of special barbecue tools for Sulinger, so Sulinger made the barbecue very quickly. The Star Hall disciples took the barbecue from Sulinger and couldn't wait to put it into their mouths. Sulinger's barbecue technique was passed down from Suchanga. Although Sulinger didn't feel very good about it, for the disciples of the Star Hall, it is really delicious. Sister Linger, I didn't expect your barbecue skills to be so good. While Singer was eating barbecue, she didn't forget to praise Sulinger. It's okay, Sister Singer, next time I ask my dad to barbecue for you, you will know what a master-level barbecue is. My skills are still very poor. Suchanga on the side felt so happy when he heard Sulinger's praise. The father didn't like his daughter praising him in front of outsiders. Really? Sister Linger, can we really eat your father's barbecue? The disciples of the Star Hall are still very curious about Sulinger's father, because the exercises Sulinger gave them were all created by Sulinger's father. After practicing, they understood the horror of these exercises. Sulinger's father must be a powerful man in hiding. Hey, come on, eat quickly, why are you distracted? When I get back this time, I will introduce my dad to you. Don't be fascinated by my dad. Okay, Sister Linger, this is what you said, you must keep your word when the time comes. The disciples of the Star Hall are obviously serious. They really want to see what kind of legendary figure Sulinger's father is. He is really awesome. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 304. Suchanga watched himself being discussed by a group of children and smiled helplessly. The charm of people is so wonderful. You have become their idol even though you have never met them. After finishing the barbecue, the disciples of the Star Hall began to sit cross-legged on the ground to digest the energy in the barbecue. Sulinger was still eating slowly and protecting everyone. The energy in the flesh of these monster beasts was absorbed by Sulinger in one bite, and it had no effect at all. It was not as useful as her spiritual wine. Sulinger ate barbecue and drank her own spiritual wine. After a while, she burped and patted her belly. She was obviously full. Suchanga felt very proud as he watched Sulinger grow up slowly. He was looking forward to the reaction from the fairy world after his two daughters went to the fairy world. Of course, this is something to talk about later. After Sulinger had eaten and drank enough, she used her sword intention to wrap up the surrounding area and protect everyone in the sword intention space. Then she closed her eyes, and her sword space could sense the dangers around her, and it was more flexible than hers. Sulinger sank into her own practice, and the place became very quiet, leaving only the flames burning alone. Feeling the spiritual power in her body, Sulinger felt that there was still something undeveloped in her body. After absorbing the ancient Holy Spirit origin last time, in addition to certain changes in her body, Sulinger also discovered that there was something more in her blood. Sulinger used her flame spiritual power to explore the blood. The colorful bloodline seemed to resonate with it after coming into contact with the flame spiritual power. Sulinger increased the output of her spiritual power. She felt that there must be something good in her blood. With the continuous injection of flame spiritual power, her colorful blood began to glow with dazzling colors. Then there was something more in her mind, and after feeling it carefully, she discovered that it was a magical power derived from her bloodline, and it was a martial art that belonged specifically to her. Sulinger was overjoyed. This martial art can be used according to her own needs. It has no fixed form. It can be swordsmanship or boxing. What it evolves into depends entirely on Sulinger's own will. Suchanga watched Sulinger comprehend new abilities and was happy for her. Sulinger had always felt that her bloodline and physique were useless. The chaotic body is much different from that of her sister Sukingsua, and now she can finally let go. After Sulinger realized this bloodline magical power, she felt that something in her heart had been let go, and her state of mind became extremely clear. Her realm also jumped from the basic level of the Great Saint realm to the high level, directly crossing the two realms. In the eyes of others, this is a complete miracle, but for Sulinger, it is an ordinary thing. Sulinger felt her own power, and her flame spiritual power became stronger. The bloodline magical power could directly enhance her spiritual power, and she didn't need to guide it at all. A ray of flame spiritual energy flew out of Sulinger's eyes, poking a hole in the distant sword space. The flame mark on Sulinger's forehead deepened a little, and then disappeared. Sulinger stood up and stretched. The bloodline magical power she realized this time made her feel very comfortable on her body.